Well, here we go. Sam versus OCE yet again. South America has struggled against Oceania. Can they get a dub here against the Pioneers, a team that has become ever so popular, especially after their performance in London just before the crowd got there, taking down BDS? I think that's kind of worked against them to some extent, with teams having, or people having, unrealistic expectations for them. Maybe they can prove them right here as this waterfalls downward, and we are underway.
World Championship Swiss Stage round 3. Both teams sitting at 1-1. Now looking to see if they can get to that final round, if they can make the extra push to the main event and keep their world's dreams alive. Already a solid start for Pioneers offensively. They've been able to move the ball downfield very effectively. But you see Lost, solid touch, be sent to Super Locky, who'll get a clean piece out. KV1, lots of space in the air there, and a very awkward for Banana Head. Goal line save is not enough. Astromic with the first goal.
Just shot after shot after shot, and Pioneers forced to play far more defense than they would ever want to. And it leads to a very early goal out of the club, just over 40 seconds gone by. See if Pioneers can get any semblance of offense going now. It is KV1 trying to keep them beyond the midfield line. Banana Head saved away by Astromic. And here we go. Pioneers finally getting some offensive flow going here. Shot on, easily saved away by KV1, and unfortunately for Pioneers, it's looking like one and done on the offensive end.
Yeah, they are. Seeing this one continue on, you gotta wonder what kind of adjustments can be made here mid-game. The club definitely set the tone here, and you can see them building off of it too, momentum-wise.
Super Locky to the corner. And nothing doing there. Here comes Lost. Couldn't get a second touch, as Astromic has that in the corner. Trying to get across midfield again. He has, only as far as Scrub. Something's got to give for Pioneers. This is a team that, sure, they do kind of live and die by the counterattack, but we know that they can be aggressive. They had to be to take down BDS.
Ooh.
Can they regenerate just a little bit of that magic? Banana Head, good ball out, but it's lost in the way. So Scrub has to come in, and KV1 will guide that out to the corner harmlessly.
You see Super Locky on top of that. Astromic, big dunk out, and it's been really tough so far for Pioneers in this entryway. A lot of these drives have been kind of felt into the corner. Doesn't feel like Pioneers have really kind of found their stride. You saw a flip reset chance there, but again, with the club all set in defense, Pioneers, they have to do more work. They cannot let this play devolve. We're halfway through game 1, and the club maintain a 1-goal lead.
I think part of the Pioneers' popularity, Daz, has been in large part due to just how wholesome they are and how fun they are to watch. I mean, it's kind of a family affair, bringing everybody in as that one's across and off of Astromic right at the corner. Pioneers catch a huge break. Can they capitalize on it? Got a demolition by Scrub, but this goes all the way across to Lost. You know, going back to that point though, you know, we saw it with Triple Trouble in New Jersey. Anytime you've got the family involved and everybody showing their support and able to bring the family across to a world championship environment. We saw all the Pioneers moms in London, and I think that generated a lot of extra support, just seeing how great that looked.
Yeah, they definitely have some extra support, but the family can't play the game, Stacks.
No, they can't, and they can't really help them here.
That's
when they're not playing in front of any crowd at all.
Demos come through, Banana Head in trouble. Alone there, another demo comes through. Banana Head's gonna have to, you make the most out of all that boost. Does drop that down for Scrub, who ends up sending it away. Trying to play this high, looking for the double, but not able to find that extra touch just because of Astromic so in front of the ball. The club have been all over things, and it's been really hard for Pioneers to generate opportunities as they're trying to, I mean, essentially to dodge someone who's pre-jumping them anytime they're in the air.
We have seen a lot of pre-jumps out of the club. We saw a couple that Daniel had punished back on day 1. Scrub's got this through the corner. 52 seconds. plenty of time for Pioneers to break out, get some offense
That's
going.
a pre-jump right there.
Yeah, oh my goodness. Super Lucky.
Another pre-jump. Astronomic,
Has
like they're all
anybody
over
told
him.
these guys they're not playing on 100 ping anymore? Like they don't have to jump so early? Almost got the double there. And this is well guided out towards Lost. Only one man forward, as it seems the club content to try and win this game 1-0. Not looking for an insurance goal. They may need one. 24 seconds left. That got around Banana Head though. And now here comes KV1 with Lost to his left. And Super Lucky makes the initial stop. They got to make a stop here now for Pioneers and get out of the zone with now 10 seconds left. Super Lucky deep into the corner. Gonna need some help. He's got it in the form of Banana Head, but Lost is there first. And now Scrub having to play oh so patient. He needed that corner boost. This will touch down, and the club take it 1-0 in game 1.
Great work from the club. You talk about the pre-jump stacks. I think that was absolutely necessary. That's the main reason why we didn't see KC Pioneers get really any scoring chances. Anytime they looked comfortable, anytime they thought they had time, the club said absolutely no, no way, no how. And that's the challenge for Pioneers at the moment. How do you stop a team that seems to predict everything you do? You try to go into the air, they're already up there. Pioneers are going to have to change up the strategy.
Yeah, they got to find a way to get around a team that is trying to play ahead of what the game is actually dictating. And so how do you do that? I mean, do you control a little bit more? Do you go for more fakes and try to draw them out, make them burn their boost, burn their resources, and get them out of position? I think if you throw the ball up to the backboard a few times, you might be able to catch these guys out.
Now, this is exactly why going into the lab, doing the replay reviews is important, because again, the club did the same thing against, like you said, SSG. And SSG found a way around that. You know, they punished those overcommits. They punished those pre-jumps because it's very inaccurate to do. You're taking a guess at what your opponent's going to do before they even do it. All KC Pioneers have to do is take a breath, an extra step, and next thing you know, you have somebody who's just in the air from the club completely out of the play, and it becomes a 3v2.
Pioneers are a team that have been lauded for their preparation and all the analysis that they bring to their pre-game preparations, but it doesn't matter. Everybody's got a plan till they get punched in the mouth, and KV1 has added another goal for the club, this time only 11 seconds into game 2.
Beautiful goal there. The club back on the board, and it just in such a quick fashion here. Already setting the tone. First goal of game 2 in the first 12 seconds.
So now Super Lucky. Got to get something going for Pioneers. 5 goals for Banana Head, 4 for Scrub, 3 for Super Lucky in this event so far. And the sea has just parted for another, and Super Lucky had to get back to make another save. Him and Scrub averaging 2.5 a game. That is not going to get you anywhere other than a quick exit, unless they can turn things around. Banana Head up to the ceiling, and again, sent right back once it came.
First minute's gone by. It's been pretty quiet after the club had that initial start. Good shot though coming in and immediately blocked out before it gets in front of the goal line. Pioneers trying to make the most of this. You see Banana Head here playing it very close, gets pinched out to the side. It's long bomb downfield from Astronomic, forcing Super Lucky up. Now Super Lucky low on boost, but Scrub with plenty gets bumped initially. Low boost 50, KV1 does end up winning that, but will have to pull off. Gets a bump in neck, and Astronomic get the goal. No, great recovery for Banana Head.
Well, by the narrowest of margins, but they're not done yet. Banana Head with another save, repelling that effort. And Astronomic denied by Super Lucky, now Lost. Well, actually, fortunately, had that go to KV1. Good pass to Lost. And again, another stop from the Pioneers, but something's got to give, and it eventually does. Second goal for KV1 in this game and series, and the club are just bombarding the Oceanic team's net.
It's a barrage of offense. KV1 finds the back of the net, and the club making a statement early. If Pioneers won't adapt, then the club will take over.
Banana Head can't control and get the pass away. It just seems like they're playing a little bit slower than the club in every facet of the game, but especially on the defensive end. There's a demolition across midfield, so now Astronomic has all day to play that. Nobody could follow up in the corner. Banana Head enough in the tank, but still not able to center this ball in any fashion. Super Lucky making sure to grab that corner boost, avoid the contact. He needs one more big win here, and KV1's all over it.
Talk about being all over it. I mean, the club has just been all over the ball possession-wise. It's been pretty simple for them. They just rush down Pioneers, force them into the defensive end, and then try to force a mistake. Astromic didn't even go for that ball. He was low on boost. Look at that, immediately into a demo. Banana Head has to race around, gets a touch, loses control of the ball, and then Pioneers have to spin boost just trying to fix the play. This is a breakdown all because the club, again, just so aggressive, willing to get those demos in, and Pioneers just look very uncomfortable. Can they get this goal? They can. Scrub able to pull the team back in.
8 minutes and, or rather 7 minutes and about 46 seconds is what it finally took for Pioneers to get one on the board. Scrub from Banana Head. Scrub's 5th goal of this wild card stage. And now, a sign of momentum for the Pioneers. They got one. They need another to at least force overtime. This goes right to Super Lucky. He's got Banana Head up ahead, and he scores right off of Lost. Here come the Pioneers.
Banana Head putting this one in. The initial 50 is great. Super Lucky puts it in space, and Banana Head goes to get it. Beautiful placement as well on the shot, and it's back tied up.
And you see the nod there from Banana Head. He's starting to feel it now, and this Pioneers team starting to believe just a little bit more in themselves. As Super Lucky, they got a demolition on the weak side, and Astromic there to make the save after taking out Scrub. Another demo, this time in front. And Banana Head just a little bit late trying to beat Lost, but nobody else to follow up the play, so here's Super Lucky.
Good
Why
touch.
not? KV1 couldn't stop it, but Lost could. 2 in the net there, preserving the tie for the club. But now the club have kind of been sent the message, right? This team is not going to just lay down for them. They've got to take the fight right back at Pioneers again.
Yeah, now you start to see what it looks like when the Pioneers push back. But speaking of push, Lost. Push Scrub out the play. Astromic looking for the top right, won't be able to find it. Follow-up chance, KV1 doesn't go. Lost plays that low, and now KV1 turns into the corner. Play starts to slow down here from the club when it looked like they could have had a counterattack drive.
Almost looked like nobody told Scrub that he had all day to play that ball. Nobody was charging in. You got to at least communicate that you've got time so you don't just flop around like a fish and maybe give up possession in the long run. Banana Head was screened off the play by Lost, but there's Scrub with Super Lucky coming in as well. The save made, and the club trying to hang on for dear life now. They've watched their 2-goal lead vanish into thin air. Looking to take one back. KV1 for Astromic, and that's right there for Banana Head. And a good ball ahead intended for Super Lucky, but led him a little too far.
Banana Head, you see Super Lucky going off the ceiling there. Tried to get that read, almost was able to. Would have been a great chance, great solo effort. Here's Banana Head off the ceiling. Is Scrub going to be able to get a piece of that? Does, tries to throw things off here. They're taking to the skies. It's working out. Final 10 seconds on the clock. Super Lucky looking for a bump. Banana Head, can he get this to Scrub? It does go up, but Scrub doesn't want to commit. Now, Scrub will have to turn. Low boost gets demoed. Is there a chance for a counterattack? This ball is on the wall. Lost. Gonna leave this one. No, takes it. And now Astromic with the touch. Trying to get the follow-up, and that will do it. Overtime in game 2.
Thought that might have been a little greedy for the club after playing to just try and survive for the last 40 seconds of that game, keeping the ball in the air. They don't get punished for it. Nobody does. And now here's KV1 charging down Scrub. Just got to get up to this one very quickly. Not a lot in the tank, though, for anybody other than Banana Head, who's got to make the sole defensive effort. Lost. They got around him, and Super Lucky there with just the slightest touch to throw off the club.
Lost dancing around the Pioneers. Great dunk as well. Banana Head has to backtrack. Great touch, too. If Lost gets a piece of that, that's going in the net. Astromic tries to do everything and gets blocked away. KV1, not a lot of boost, but still enough to get past Banana Head. Pioneers in trouble. You can see the pressure coming in from the club. They have to weather the storm. They get it out in open space for now. And finally, they're going to get a chance to fill up.
The team that survives this has to go up against one of the teams that loses today in the 2-0 bracket. Good luck. You're going to have a team that's going to be very angry with a missed opportunity as KV1 and Astromic somehow combined to keep that ball away. It looked like it was halfway through, but still somehow forced out.
What a save coming out there. Took the team there. Team effort, but not done yet. You see a bump come through. Is this it for Super Lucky? Top left slot! Super Lucky steps up and makes a super play!
Couldn't have placed it any better if he could point and click. Unbelievable shot, and we could hear him. You could see the emotion on the screen. We could hear him. Not too far away from us at all. Pioneers tie up the series with an emotional OT come from behind victory.
It was absolutely needed. Absolutely needed there for Pioneers, because from that game one, you could see it. The club was all in control of that. Then you come in here, Aquadome, and still, club seeming to set the tone, seeming to still be aggressive. Pioneers needed to figure something out. And boy, oh boy, did everybody step up. Everybody getting a goal here for Pioneers on this one. And that clutch from Super Lucky was fantastic.
10 demolitions from the club in that game, and that tracks with how physical they've been in the first couple of rounds and how physical the Pioneers are going to allow them to be. Saw the difference there, 10-3 in terms of demolitions. A team that gets demoed 5 times a game, that number is only going to go up, and they've got to find a way to weather that storm, and they have, at least for game 2. A lengthy game at that, but again, going down 0-2 after being shut out in game 1 and not having any semblance of offensive pressure at all. And all of a sudden, they turn it around. 3 unanswered goals, including the OT winner. Everybody shoots, everybody scores, and the confidence got to be at an all-time high now for the Pioneers.
Yeah, it feels like they got things figured out, but they have to understand that just because you take one game does not mean you have this series on lock. The club are going to try to strike back here. They have to keep this momentum going for the Pioneers, as this series is now in an even deadlock. The demos will still come out, and the club will still score if you don't do anything about it. It's lost with the first goal.
They have scored first in all 3 games in 11 seconds in game 2, now 13 seconds into game 3. Lost adding to the tally. And now looking for more off the ensuing kickoff. Nobody else over there to meet him. And he got a piece of the oncoming defender, but should be rather easily dealt with by Pioneers. So they've given up possession and kind of let the club hang around here in the offensive end. For Astromic, whose shot is deflected away right in front. Got to get up hurry, though, does KV1, and he does. Not a lot of possession, though, for either side. Both teams just kind of throwing the ball into space and hoping a teammate is there. More often than not, somebody has been in this first minute for the club.
Oh, man. Every time you see Pioneers on their own end, someone's getting bumped, someone's getting demoed. A taste of their own medicine, as it was a great demo on the club. But the club, not done yet. You see Astromic, solid touch, will get the double. That's pass 2, picks up the mid boost, lost upfield, being a nuisance and forcing a double commit. Look how far KV1 is, though, away from the ball. Not going to be able to keep that in, and is going to have to do a little bit of work to try to get this to the midfield line, as Pioneers are trying to, again, respond to the early goal from the club.
All those pre-jumps from the club. Maybe the change for Pioneers is indeed going for those mid-air bumps and demos. You certainly know where they're going to be, and they're not going to have a whole lot of maneuverability once they do commit. Here comes Lost. Nobody in front for him to pass to, so he'll just play it across, try and get them to burn boost, but Scrub has picked up that corner, so he's got a full tank. And this is now Astromic with Lost over there, waiting patiently for the ball. His second touch, not really a shot, and not much of a follow-up for the club either. Pioneers have not nearly been tested as much as they were the first game and a half here in this series.
Not as much. But the club still, I mean, they look really solid right now. Able to get a lot of passes out in transition. The ball control has been pretty solid. I mean, if Lost finds more of these connections in terms of the midfield passes, Lost could definitely break down Pioneers' defense alone, which means it's going to be real trouble right now. We're halfway through this game 3, and it's been really the club setting the tone. The Pioneers just trying to get back into the game.
Great heads-up play there, though, going after the demo at midfield. Pioneers is kind of playing a little predictably. Whoa. What a save by Scrub, keeping that one out off the post. And now Lost throw it up into space. and Scrub at least got the player if he couldn't get the ball. And Astramic trying to connect with KV1, and KV1 realized he has to get back and stop this effort.
No.
And Scrub couldn't quite time it up. Got another opportunity though. Skywing up to the backboard. Nobody bites. Second effort and lost with the save coming out.
Almost a good chance there. Not the best touch from Banana Head. So Scrub again, these quick turns, low boosts have kept Pioneers locked in on the offensive end. They haven't been able to come up with anything though. And now you're seeing the club just trying to wait, trying to get in front of this as quickly as they can because they're looking for that counterattack. They're trying to increase the scoreline lead. It's very obvious the position that Pioneers have kept them locked down in, and now they have a chance to break out.
When the secondary attacker comes in, it does seem to throw off the Pioneers as Lockie's going to throw one across for Scrub, and KV1 got around him. More time burning away from the clock and the pool that Pioneers have to draw from. Out of the corner again, Astramic has it, only as far as Scrub. Banana Head still very far forward. Can be a bit of a nuisance. Got this one set up for Scrub for the tie, and he bounces it home.
Bounce shot in, Pioneers back into the game. The way they had things locked down, it was only a matter of time. It's a low shot from Scrub. He won't get any style points, but he gets the point that matters, and that's the one that equalizes this game.
Exactly where it had to be, just like the overtime winner. Now Scrub. Couldn't get this to the backboard. Looking for Banana Head to come up. He'll have to come to the side and at least slow down Astramic and slow down the club. Scrub coming in. Pioneers getting bunched up just a little bit. This could be costly. Banana Head to the backboard and a great stop on the wall as well to at least try and stay with the play as we play towards perhaps a second consecutive overtime. Loss, though, could have given this one away if not for that demolition on the side.
55 boost for Loss as he goes into the air. Plays that one low. All it takes is a good beat. You see Scrub waiting. Scrub gonna get involved, but Astramic able to cut it out. Follow-up chance for Banana Head immediately blocked as the clock ticks here. Looking at potentially another overtime if things continue. The club haven't necessarily been able to build up. Pioneers have kept them in a stranglehold so far on DFH as they're looking in this game. Final 10 seconds. Lost, moves downfield, gets the flip, on target, saved out. Banana Head picks this one up. It goes on the wall, it hits the ground, and we have OT.
Well, well, well. Club and Pioneers to another overtime. And perhaps another come-from-behind victory for Pioneers. Lost, though. Got around two. Super Lucky easily has this. And plenty to play with. Up to the sky, and KV1 there to meet him.
Have to be very careful if you're Pioneers, even though they're super aggressive. All it takes is a good beat from the club and someone to follow it up. And Pioneers are in the same situation they have the club in right now. The defense has been really solid from the club, though. They've been limiting the shot opportunities from Pioneers so far. But that being said, I'm sure they don't like playing defense for this long top left blocked out by Astramic.
It feels like the club have had to play a lot more defense in this game, and the numbers down near the bottom are certainly bearing that out. And against a team in Pioneers that averages almost 7 saves a game, that is not where the club wants to be. They want to be putting their best foot forward and almost on the throat of Pioneers, and Pioneers keep jumping up off the mat. Astramic can't get around Banana Head, who got it out to Scrub for the win, and it's saved away by KV1.
The play was so fast, but the defense was faster. Even though on a double commit, they make sure to get a great block out. There's a miss there. Scrub not able to get a piece of the ball. Banana Head has to be very careful here, as Scrub and Super Lucky both trying to make their way back. But these infield challenges that Scrub has had, even with low boost, with zero boost sometimes, has kept Pioneers in the driver's seat. Lost looking to change that. Sets it up for Astramic. It'll go off the back wall.
Missed opportunity again there for the club. Becoming few and far between the number of quality looks they're getting. Banana Head out to Super Lucky. Could have a numbers advantage. Got around Lost. And there is Astramic from the back to keep them alive, as does KV1, and the demolition ensures there's no follow-up. To the backboard here, it's a free ball and a free goal! Astramic right between the eyes!
It was the counterattack they needed. Lost, cut apart the defense, left the lane open, and Astramic right down the middle. The club take game 3 with a dagger of a counterattack.
That miss off the backboard could come back to haunt Pioneers as we continue to tell the story of this tournament, this wild card, these Swiss rounds. Only the 5 demos that time with an extended overtime for the club, but it worked out. It stopped 2 critical opportunities, I think, for Pioneers. Really, I think there were 3 demos, I think all by KV1 at late stages of that game that prevented Pioneers from what very well could have been game-winning opportunities, especially late in regulation.
Yeah, definitely so. And for Pioneers, you know, they had everything that they needed. Everything was lined up. They had the control. It was just some of those drives. You can see where they got too antsy, where you saw the flick over, Scrub goes into the air, doesn't make contact with the ball at all. They knew they had the pressure. They were connecting on some of the pass plays. They had the club on the ropes, so to speak. If the club wasn't as fast as they were and weren't a pre-jumping team that we know they are, this would have been an entirely different story. But those pre-jumps, the ability to read where that ball is going to go has helped the club out so much. And I mean, all it took was one counterattack. Just give them some space and they can do wonders with it.
We'll see if there are any timeouts used after a second consecutive overtime. Not in this case, but now on Utopia. A chance for the club to go on match point. Look for another opportunity between OCE and Sam, and maybe a chance for South America to finally win one of these. And Super Lucky with his shot sent away. Banana Head up against Super Lucky. He'll try again, but this time it's not the defense, it's the post, and actually it's just the frame of the goal. Not wide enough for a shot that really should have been better.
I mean, even if that shot's better, I think KV1 saves that. Looked really close, obviously, but had the speed there to try to get there back in time. The club have been phenomenal on defense, been shutting down Pioneers, but can they stop this play? Yes, is what Lost is saying as he gets that touch out. And again, trying to get this into open space. Pioneers' offense cannot break through the club so far. It's like a bouncer at an actual club. You can't get in.
Club have had the opening goal in all 3 games so far. The last couple of games, they scored within the first 13 seconds.
Whoa.
Almost added one here outside the first minute, but the crossbar says no, and now Scrub will pinch this all the way across. And Super Lucky can stay with the play, but so too can Lost. And there's nothing further out of Pioneers on this effort into the club's side of the field. Maybe something there from Scrub. Super Lucky had to drop down towards Banana Head. Second touch required. He's got around 1, but there's Lost again to make sure he gets no further.
Good boost steals as well. Club doing a good job of maintaining that. They're low right now, but even then, Pioneers are also low. That's a high shot. Great follow-up. It's going to roll it. No! KV1 gets back in time. You thought that one was going Pioneers' way.
Do like what Pioneers are doing, though, on the offensive end. They're utilizing angles. They're playing the ball indirect and trying to get the club to kind of jump at some early efforts and maybe get them out of position with some of those pre-jumps. Here goes Banana Head. Again off the ceiling. KV1 couldn't react to it. He had plenty in the tank. And now a shot's just going to whistle wide here. The opportunities are there for Pioneers. They're becoming more and more plentiful. And the club having to work increasingly harder to keep the Pioneers off the scoreboard. Lost has almost given it away, but he held with it to stop Super Lucky from dunking it in.
We're halfway through game 4. 9 shots on the board here for Pioneers, and they still can't get one. Even that one, they sit in the house, they come up empty, they got no boost, and there's no one in there to stop that goal! The club take the lead again.
I mean, it's like watching a Mayweather fight. You just let the other guy punch himself out, and then you come in with one shot. Boom, 1-0 to the club. 2:16 to go, and they score first again.
You saw the offensive attack. Once the ball got out, all you do, look to the top right corner of your screen. You see no boost on the side of Pioneers, and the ball going the opposite direction. They sent the house, and they came up empty. Now the club using this momentum to try to get an offensive foothold.
Banana Head and Super Lucky were jammed up there between each other on the post. They've finally broken free, and now Scrub right at his stomach, and the club seemed to be back in control in this series after it looked like Pioneers were getting a bit of a second wind here at the start of Game 4. They only find themselves down a goal, a familiar position in this series, and well, more often than not, they found ways to battle back.
World Championship. The club trying so hard to get to the next round of Swiss. Now, obviously, there's another round for both of these teams, no matter who wins. But of course, they're looking for that main event. They're looking for all of the fans, you all. They want to show you what they can do on the world stage. A double commit here. Astromik plays it off the back wall. Super Lucky's there to deny. But the Pioneers trying to do exactly what the club is. It's just they cannot get a read on this team from South America. 1 minute remaining. The club in control.
Up high for Scrub to send across. They've got to get across this center line. They've got to get something going as they did in the first 90 seconds of this game, where it felt like they were firmly in control and it was only a matter of time before Pioneers are going to get 1, 2, maybe even 3 goals. Instead, they're still stuck on 0. Here's Lost right at Scrub. Astromik turning to get involved in the play again. Super Lucky had to avoid contact. Fortunately, had support from Banana Head. He can play this though. Nothing in the tank, so he's got to pass it off. And there is Astromik just patiently waiting, and that forces Scrub to go back in reverse. Now down to just 15 seconds. Pioneers need a win desperately to avoid going on triple match point at the hands of the club. Lost, chasing down Super Lucky, wasting more time. Now there's no time left, got to keep it in the air. It is Scrub who can't get there, spiked into the ground, and the club are 1 win away from a 2-1 record.
Very well done from the club here. But now they have to close out the series. A very solid performance to get their goal. And I mean, the wall, that is that defense. I mean, 8 saves. 8 saves coming out from them. Only a couple of, about 4 demos, so they're still on par with their average. And for me, Pioneers, we talk so much about their opportunities because they've had a lot. But when you can't fail to get that shot in, you got to rethink the strategy. And that's exactly what they're doing with this timeout. Yeah,
they're going to take a timeout here. Pioneers, I think they looked the best offensively that they've looked in any game so far. Yes, I know they've had a game where they've scored 3 goals, including an overtime winner. But that was only really about 2 minutes of offensive pressure that they finally put together. That there, I think they deserve to win that game. But unfortunately, they don't. Club does. And now imagine the club 5 minutes away, well, 6 minutes when you factor in this timeout, away from getting a win for this region over Oceania, which has been nigh on impossible.
It has. It's been pretty tough, but a lot of people have had a lot of support in this Pioneers roster. That being said, I mean, this club defense is no slouch. It really isn't.
They are so fast, and they recover faster than a lot of teams we've seen, and they've had to because, yes, they've been beaten on some of these pre-jumps. They've tried to predict what Pioneers are doing, and they still manage to recover, or somebody else manages to swoop in and help out on the defensive effort. Pioneers just got to play a lot more physically to counteract that. Yeah, the speed has been really solid from them. It just feels so locked in, and I think honestly, it is that demo stat that you start to look at too, because the club has been so comfortable and so fast that at this point you got to just take them out. You have to be able to just kind of get in front of it, disrupt it a little bit, and that's been really tough for Pioneers because they've been able to, they're playing the ball a lot. They've been very good at turning in low boost challenges. That's worked out really well from them. At this point, they talk it over on the timeout. You know, I told Coach Keller, he was, we were talking as I was walking into here, and he says, "You better give us the cast of your life, Daz." I said, "You better put on a show." Well, they better play the game of their lives. Otherwise, they're going to drop down to 1 and 2 and have 1 foot out the door here at the wild card. As Lost, contested by Scrub, Pioneers have to begin this long journey back to try and force us towards Champions Field. KV1 going to collect this on the backboard and try to bait in the Pioneers, and they're not interested. They're just like, no. You bring it to us, we'll bring it right back in. And Astromik will just pop this away, not interested in that game.
Banana Head. Nice control here. Looking to see if they can force an extra game. That's a really good touch, and almost with the follow-up. Scrub a little slow there. The club had plenty of time to recover. And look at this. They play it right over Super Lucky's head. Pioneers will have to take this one from their own half again.
Oh, boost is going to be so important. Lost was able to steal some boost out of the corner because 2 Pioneers gave it up. And he almost punished them greatly with that redirect.
Yeah, good chance there. You saw Astromic as well. He was going for a bump play instead of just taking the shot, just completely left the ball. He missed the bump, and they almost got punished for it. Pioneers played that really well, but again, as always, the club, someone is just back in time to get just the second that they need to buy the team the rest of the time to get back.
They have Pioneers downloaded. I mean, we've seen Pioneers try to slow the game down a little bit, try and bait out defenders, and it's worked occasionally, but we saw Super Lucky try to slow it down a moment ago right in front of the net. A lot of players would have jumped at that, and nobody was interested. Goes Super Lucky again from the wing, right at Astromic. Easy save. Follow up, stuffed right back into the Pioneers half of the field. And now here's the club again. Shot is just a little high from KV1. And a big sigh of relief got to come out from Pioneers and their fans. Flip reset. Left a little bit to be desired there by Scrub. And here comes Lost in the club again.
Solid work here from Banana Head. Forces that one off the back wall. It's a miss. It's a follow-up. And
oh, no!
The shot's off. Super Lucky had a chance there to put Pioneers in the lead. And unfortunately, couldn't find the mark.
They did everything right except finish. And we remain scoreless as that's just a little wide and Astromic will send it away. Super Lucky keeps this in. They're doing a lot right, but not enough at the end. Banana had to slow it down. All these missed opportunities and the club just waiting to pick their spot and maybe break their backs. KV1 gets through with the demolition.
Full boost on Lost.
Yep. Flip reset over Super Lucky, but there is the support from Scrub.
Backboard defense very much needed there on Pioneers' end. You got to think, even though the club, it looks like they've been in dominant fashion, this is how most of the games have gone. Very close chances. There's another close chance there from Super Lucky, but again, blocked out. Lots of one-goal games here. Lots of overtimes as well, Stacks.
Yeah, every game has been decided by just the one goal. We have had a couple 2-goal advantages, most notably erased by Pioneers in the one game they won. The club has scored first in every game. Here's Scrub. Oh, KV1 all over it. That took a little too long to develop. 2-on-1 back the other way, and Banana Head jumps in front. That at least forced KV1 off the play.
That was so awkward.
Yeah, and here goes Lost. Astromic going after Banana Head, couldn't hit him, and they couldn't hit the shot either. A lot of opportunities left on the table in this closeout opportunity for the club. Can they capitalize now? Astromic beaten by Scrub, and now Pioneers got to work to get out of the zone, and they do.
Pioneers doing a little pre-jumping as well. You saw how early Scrub got up for that.
If you can't beat them, join them.
Lost looking for some demos as well. But Pioneers defense has held on even after this push from the club. It feels like they're trying to bring him out and then hit them with a strong counterattack instead of playing an aggressive game. There's a chance for a bump. Banana Head will find it. It works, and Pioneers, they take the lead at a clutch moment in game.
It's not a demo. It won't show up in the stats, but Super Lucky, the lead blocker, pancaking Astromic with 42 seconds left. Pioneers have the lead, and it's the first time they have scored first in a game. Actually, I think it's their first lead, period.
Oh, no, it's not. I mean, they've won a game. They've won a game.
Yeah, they won it in OT. They never led in that game. KV1 immediately answers back with 32 seconds left, and all that hard work for naught as we reset 1-1.
Double comes out. 30 seconds remaining, and you're right. The hard work diminishes very quickly.
Oh, Scrub got another opportunity. KV1 stops him. And where's the follow-up? It comes from Banana Head now. Just outside 20 seconds. Scrub's got to get to this. Super Lucky so far back. He could be called into action here. KV1 didn't get a lot of it, and Super Lucky scores!
Very well done. Super Lucky getting involved. Scrub forces KV1 to get that touch. Is very uncomfortable, and Super Lucky wastes no time getting in. They want that game 6.
All of a sudden, we got some offense from the boys from down under. Astromik trying to break their hearts again. Lost. Had an opportunity. Astromik is there. Could not get in the way. Missed opportunity, though, to clear. Super Lucky. Can he bring it to ground? Yes, he can. And the Pioneers stay alive.
Strong stuff from the Pioneers. They've done very well in this series to keep the offensive pressure, and they've put the club in a lot of tough spots defensively, but it was always the finishing that they needed to hit on, and my goodness, did they do it there. Look at that, Super Lucky 6 shots, more than Scrub and Banana Head combined, as again, that pressure was very evident. Also though, so was the change in style here a little bit. You know, they brought the club out more, and those counterattacks the Pioneers were able to put in were very effective.
Unless I've missed something somewhere, this just amuses me. Banana Head, Scrub, and Super Lucky each 2 goals and 2 assists in this series. It has been low scoring across the board. A couple of 1-0 games, a couple of 2-1s, and that 3-2, that comeback win from the Pioneers back in game 2. They're gonna hang their hat on that one. If they're able to come all the way back, get to Champions Field, and again, knock another SAM team down. But there's still work to do. Game 6 on Neo Tokyo.
Yeah, it's going to be coming up here, and it's going to be up to Pioneers to stay composed over this. They understand what they need to do. They found the formula here on the club. And for the club, you know, they got to think, okay, things are also shifting. They have to think, all right, now that the Pioneers have done this and they've given us the space, they need to utilize that a little bit more. The aggressiveness normally has paid off, but for this particular moment, it hasn't. And the club, things could get out of control for them very quickly if they end up letting this game go handily. Right now, they start off with some great offensive pressure, but it will be brought back to the midfield.
Pioneers have done an exceptional job defensively throughout this series, keeping a team that has averaged just under 3 goals a game in this wildcard stage to such low numbers. In fact, they're only a 1/10 of a goal behind the, I guess you could say, the good Veloce squad, which we may see a little bit later on here against version 1 to close out the day. We'll see exactly who they plan to go with, presumably Twiz, as Scrub is waiting for this one to come down, and instead, Lost going to make him wait a little longer.
Ball up, Astromik beat there, Scrub with a chance, flip reset, plays it high, follow up from Banana Head, blocked out. And again, Pioneers, they send the whole team on that counterattack. They know that that's their best opportunity to catch the club when they're rotating back, when they're trying to get boost. Almost another chance there as that ball went out in front, but again, finishing not necessarily there right now. This series, everyone has had to earn their goals, and that is a statement that still holds on to this game.
Not many cheap ones at all in this series. There's another opportunity that KV1 throws to the backboard. He'll chase it himself, and he'll score! Do it all himself through traffic.
Yeah, I think KV1 gets bumped here. Yeah, he does. Scrub gets a piece of him. KV1 goes up. And I mean, it's so beautiful seeing that man work in the air. Great start for the club in game 6.
The OT winner from the Pioneers going top left, and maybe what could be the series winner, the way this series has gone, going bottom left from KV1. His 4th goal of this series matches his teammates combined. Here goes Super Lucky, right at Astromik. Banana Head, just a little faster than KV1. Opportunity out of the wing, bouncer, got around one. It's a great look for Scrub, but again, the defense might have altered the shot just a little bit, at least certainly altered his trajectory.
See just Astromik just waiting on that back wall, trying to get a piece of the ball. Still though, Pioneers are connecting on these passes. Finishing not there, but they know the situation that they're in. The club can hold on to this 1 goal for the entire game. Pioneers have to force the issue. They're looking to do so now, but the club always getting involved, always making it just a step or 2 harder for Pioneers to finally find the finish line halfway through game 6. And a familiar sight if you've been watching this series.
Pioneers having to work from behind again, but they have been able to come back time and time again. They have refused to die. As Super Lucky throwing up to Scrub, he's called off by Banana Head, and as Dromic will sweep this away, the demolition will slow things down for the club. It keeps the Pioneers on the attack, and this just bounces through. Banana Head never touched it. It doesn't matter.
You're right, you can see it. It doesn't matter.
Right
They're still
there.
going to celebrate no matter what.
Whoop.
Banana Head doesn't get the 50. You can pre-jump as much as you want. You can predict where he's going to hit the ball, but if he doesn't hit the ball, what are you going to do?
That is one of the most awkward-looking goals we've had. It answers the one from last game with the attackers just screening, I think it was Astromic away from the play. Here is Astromic as he'll turn around. And Super Lucky just waiting patiently for this ball to come down. KB1 forced into a half flip. And Scrub picked his spot, and it's well wide.
Shot wide. The Pioneers feeling like they're in the driver's seat here a little bit. I mean, now they got the pressure, but they have the goal to back it up. They feel very safe at this point. Back into the game. As time ticks down, they're looking for Champions Field. My goodness, the World Championship Wildcard can deliver at times. But which one of these teams is going to step up? Will the club be able to close this out? They're trying right now on this drive.
These wildcard teams have put on one heck of a show, but this one waterfalls right down, and KV1, I mean, it's almost like he was playing the mist, and why not?
Exactly. And you're right. If you're not going to hit the ball, then we will take it every single time. The club forcing the issue, forcing Pioneers to give everything they've got.
Coming up on the final minute of this match, unless Pioneers can muster up another clutch goal. Another comeback. Astromic towards Scrub. Hard out of the corner. It's going to fall to Banana Head, and this he almost parted, but one defender remained despite the contact. Banana Head again, stuffed. Another opportunity that Astromic will send out towards the wing. Down to 40 seconds now, and Scrub at least got a piece of this, and Lost was ready for it. He's got that midfield boost, but he couldn't get the ball, so he took out Super Lucky.
Pioneers, what do you have left in the tank? The club are asking that question. They demand more. Final 30 seconds,
Careful
and
what you wish
Pioneers
for.
have this in the midfield.
Be very, very careful what you ask for. This one towards the net, but a little wide. And Super Lucky leading ahead.
Demo!
Got the demo, and Lost still made the save. It's almost like after that demo, they stopped thinking their work was done. Now they got 3 seconds.
Pass.
Super Lucky for the tie. No, Banana Head's got to catch up. He does. Where is
He has to
Scrub?
turn.
He's out of the play. So is Super Lucky, and so are the Pioneers. The club get the dub.
The club do it. They demand it, and they got their answer. A win. 6 games is what it took.